So what if millions of people didn't have to pack up and leave their homes just to find work? Sounds like a huge challenge, right? Well, there's an innovative startup called Rozgar Dhaba, and they're trying to make that exact vision a reality. Let's dig into how they're pulling it off.
You've probably seen a scene just like this. It's a really familiar sight all across India. Every single year, millions of people pack up their lives, say goodbye to their families, and travel to far-off cities. Why? All in the search for a livelihood. But what's really driving this huge migration? And what are the hidden costs? For them, for their families, for their communities?
Okay, so at its core, this whole thing is really about a massive opportunity gap. A gap between rural and urban India. Let's break down just how big this problem really is.
Get this, we're talking about more than 10%. Over 10% of India's entire rural population is forced to migrate for work. Just let that sink in for a second. That's literally 1 in every 10 people in rural areas having to leave home simply because the jobs aren't where they are.
And if you want to put a real number to that percentage, in 2022 alone, that was 12 million people. 12 million. And that breaks down to about 10 million men and 2 million women, and you know every single one of them has their own story, their own struggles.
And for women, the climb is even steeper. On top of everything else, women in rural areas spend more than 6 hours every single day on unpaid care work. That's cooking, cleaning, caring for family. This invisible labor severely limits their ability to find any kind of flexible, paying work, and it traps them in the cycle of economic dependence.
So when you add all these individual struggles up, what do you get? You get a massive, systematic problem. You see low female workforce participation, which means a huge part of the potential workforce is sidelined. You get widespread income insecurity. Migrants often face really unsafe working conditions. And worst of all, this vulnerability, it gets passed down from one generation to the next, creating a cycle that is just incredibly difficult to break.
So, that's the problem. It's a big one. So, what's the solution? Well, it starts with an idea that's really deeply rooted in Indian culture. It's an idea called Rozgar Dhaba. And as you're about to see, it's about so much more than just being a job center.
The name is just perfect. It tells you everything you need to know. Rozgar, that means employment. Simple enough, right? But dhaba, now that's the magic word. A dhaba isn't just a restaurant. It's a traditional roadside hub. It's a place for community, for a hot meal, for connection. So see? Rozgar Dhaba isn't just some sterile employment agency, it's an employment hub, and it's built on a foundation of trust and community.
Okay, so how does this brilliant idea actually work on the ground? Well, they use a really smart hybrid model, combining the best of both worlds, the physical and the digital.
So their strategy has 2 key ingredients. On one hand, you've got these on-the-ground community camps. This is where they build trust, face-to-face. And on the other hand, you have these powerful online tech platforms that give them scale and efficiency. It's the perfect blend of high touch and high tech. And because of this approach, they can be a true one-stop shop. First, jobs. They have registration and information camps. Second, skilling. They offer both virtual and offline training to get people ready. Third, welfare. They actually help people navigate all those complex government schemes and get the right documents. And maybe the most important part, support. A trusted, ongoing presence right there, close to home.
And hey, remember that 6-hour burden of unpaid work we talked about? Well, this is their direct answer to that problem. It's a program called Her Jobs, and it is designed exclusively to find flexible work-from-home jobs for women. It directly attacks the barriers that keep so many of them out of the workforce. It's just fantastic.
All right, let's zoom in on the tech now, because this is what makes the whole thing scalable. This is the digital engine behind the Rozgar Dhaba model.
So the very first thing you'll notice about the app is its focus on accessibility. It's available in multiple local languages. I mean, that's huge. It removes a massive barrier right from the get-go. This isn't just a nice feature. It's a statement that says this is for everyone.
And the process itself? Super straightforward. You can register as an individual looking for a job, or if you're a company, you can register to offer one. It's a 2-sided marketplace designed to connect local talent with opportunity no matter where it might be.
And once you're in, the menu is so clear. Everything is laid out for you. Whether you're hunting for a job, looking to learn a new skill, or need help with some paperwork for a welfare scheme, it's all right there. It takes what is often a really confusing and frustrating process and makes it simple.
But behind that simple interface, there's some really smart technology working hard. We're talking AI that helps match a person's specific skills to the right jobs. And if there's a gap, the app will even suggest the training you need. It sends out notifications when new roles pop up, and it helps the on-the-ground teams coordinate everything they're doing. It's the brains of the operation.
Of course, a great model and cool tech, they're only as good as the real-world results they produce, right? So now, let's hear from the people whose lives have actually been changed by Rozgar Dhaba.
This is Sunu Oja, and listen to what she says. I'm not just earning a living, I'm building a better life for myself and my family. She's now earning a steady 16,000 rupees a month. For her, that's not just about surviving, it's about building a future.
And this next quote from Abhishek Kumar, this really gets to the heart of that whole Dhaba idea. He calls it a sanctuary of support and encouragement. I mean, wow. That shows you this is about so much more than just a paycheck. It's about dignity, it's about community, it's about support.
And here's Priyanka. Her story really highlights the importance of skilling up. Through one of their programs, she was able to learn new digital skills, which completely opened up a new world of possibilities that just wasn't there for her before. And what did those new skills and her own earnings lead to? She bought herself a smartphone. Now that might seem like a small thing, but it is such a powerful symbol. It represents economic independence, it's her connection to the digital world. You could say it's the tool she's going to use to build her future. And all of this really brings us to one final, powerful question. What happens when opportunity isn't some far-off, distant city you have to migrate to, but a trusted hub right there in your own village? Rozgar Dhaba shows us that the answer could change everything.